A war usually has two outcomes, either a triumph or a defeat. Of course, the former often has a greater chance of being remembered through history than the latter. But there are some people who, even in defeat, still receive people's praise. When it comes to the Battle of Thermopylae, many might have only vaguely heard of it, but mention the Spartan warriors, and many people's blood will boil with excitement. In the Battle of Thermopylae, the Spartan warriors became eternal heroes, astonishing the heavens and moving the spirits. Sparta, located in the Laconia region of Greece, is situated inland, surrounded by mountains on three sides, with no strong city walls, no decent streets, only low mud brick houses and thatched cottages. The Spartans established their state on a military foundation. According to Spartan law, all newborns had to undergo a physical examination. Infants with congenital disabilities were directly eliminated, supposedly thrown off cliffs to their deaths. Those who passed the examination were raised by their mothers until the age of 7. After the age of 7, children had to leave their mothers and live in barracks. Apart from learning basic culture, their daily tasks involved physical training, such as running, fencing, boxing, and discus throwing. They went without shoes, walking almost barefoot, and slept not on beds but on hay they cut themselves. Their daily diet was very simple. The famous Spartan black soup, made of boiled pork, pig's blood, salt, and vinegar, was dark and tasteless, without any seasoning. They were also required to obey their superiors absolutely. To test their willpower, Spartan warriors were subjected to periodic whippings in front of the sacrificial temples every year, not allowed to plead for mercy or scream. The Spartans believed that only harsh conditions could cultivate true Spartan warriors. Spartan women were equally brave and strong. When sending their sons to war, Spartan mothers often handed them a shield, encouraging them with the words, "Return with your shield in victory, or be carried back on it in honorable death." Under this system of universal conscription, the Spartans became the warriors of all Greece and even the whole of Europe. They not only prevailed in years of warfare among the hundreds of city-states within Greece, but also became the most formidable opponents of the Eastern Empire of Persia. After the failure of the Battle of Marathon, a rebellion broke out in Egypt. As Persian King Darius, I was contemplating whether to launch another expedition against Greece or to first quell the rebellion in Egypt. He suddenly passed away, leaving the throne to his son Xerxes. Determined to fulfill his father's wish, Xerxes vowed to flatten Athens and conquer Greece. After ascending the throne, he embarked on a 4-year military expansion and preparation for a larger-scale campaign. In 480 BC, King Xerxes Reprimand of Persia led a massive army of nearly 500,000, advancing by land and sea, quickly occupying northern Greece and reaching Thermopylae to face off against the Greek coalition. At the time, due to the Olympic Games being held in the Greek city-states, not all the main forces were dispatched, and the entire coalition army numbered only 7,000. The Persian army marched directly to Thermopylae. Thermopylae, located in central Greece, was a critical pass named for its numerous hot springs. With the sea on one side and cliffs on the other, the pass was so narrow that only a small carriage could pass through. Beyond the eastern exit lay the plains of central Greece, where many famous cities like Athens and Thebes were located. Thus, Thermopylae was like a gateway to these cities, and if it were lost, these cities would inevitably suffer under the Persian onslaught. The Greeks could only rely on the natural barrier of Thermopylae and the valiant Spartan elite troops. However, due to internal factions in Sparta that were hostile to Athens, Spartan King Leonidas could not freely mobilize all Spartan troops to confront the threat. Without the Persian wars, Athens and Sparta might well have ended up at war with each other. Nevertheless, the date for the Greek coalition's advance had been set, and Sparta was the leader of the entire coalition. Therefore, Leonidas, undeterred, led his personal guard of 300 Spartans on the campaign against Persia. In the Battle of Thermopylae, the Greek coalition, under Leonidas's leadership, repeatedly defeated the Persian army. Xerxes then sent his most elite unit, the Immortals, a 12,000-strong royal guard considered the Persian trump card, but even they failed to break the Greek defenses. However, due to a traitor's betrayal, the Persian army learned of a path that bypassed Thermopylae. They overwhelmed the Phocians guarding it, completing the encirclement of the Greek coalition. To preserve the greater strength of the Greek coalition, Leonidas, facing enemies on both sides, ordered the main force to retreat. He himself stayed behind with his 300 Spartan warriors, holding Thermopylae against the onslaught of tens of thousands of Persian soldiers in a bloody last stand. The battle was brutally intense, with Leonidas being among the first to fall. His body fell into Persian hands, and Xerxes ordered it beheaded and displayed on a spear to showcase their triumph. The remaining soldiers fought fiercely, charging 4 times to finally retrieve his body. The dwindling Spartans were gradually cornered on a small hill and eventually overwhelmed by a hail of javelins and arrows. When the Persians cleared the battlefield, they found that about 20,000 of their soldiers had died, while there were only 298 Spartan bodies. It turned out that 2 Spartans had not participated in the battle. One was sidelined due to an eye disease, and the other had been dispatched on a mission. Upon returning to Sparta, they were met with extreme contempt. Consequently, one committed suicide, and the other redeemed his honor by dying in battle later. The valiant resistance of the 300 Spartans at Thermopylae bought precious time for the Greek coalition, who ultimately defeated the Persian forces, ending the Persian Wars. From then on, Persia no longer had the strength to invade Greece. In the Battle of Thermopylae, not only the 300 Spartans, but also 700 Theban warriors bravely sacrificed their lives. However, the glory of the battle is primarily attributed to the Spartans. Over time, the Battle of Thermopylae has remained a perennial theme in Western narrative literature, told in various forms, including poems and biographies. To this day, a prominent monument stands at Thermopylae, bearing the inscription, "Go tell the Spartans, stranger passing by, that here obedient to their laws we lie."